this guy in particular. Let's get him on the stream. I'm getting ready to go check these burgers. I watched him talk. Now again, he's not making any bad points. He's not really saying anything people haven't said before. But you can kind of tell that like he's kind of at the stage of being done with the whole thing. Now this right here, and I don't know what he does for a living, but I'm guessing this is the average Brad. I'm judging by he got a pretty decent place and everything, right? For the most part, it's a pretty nice looking dude and everything, right? But just listening to him talk, he's not talking like a winner. He's not talking. He sounds defeated. Sound not hurt, but he's over it. He's over it. So I'm gonna play this real quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and give a few thoughts.
I was driving in downtown Seattle, and for those of you that don't know, the traffic here is about as unpredictable as the weather. But I had drove past a singles event in the heart of the city, and something that stood out to me about this event was that every single person there were women. Every single person there was female at the singles event. And conversely, I had come across a video on YouTube where it was women complaining and talking about how there aren't men at these singles events, and if there are any, it's probably 5 to 10% of the people there. And with that, I want to give my thoughts as to why men have ultimately reached their breaking point with a lot more than just dating and a lot more than just women, but really society as a whole. And when it comes to the dating stuff, which I'll start off on that, perfect example is that men are just fed up with the entitlement. Men are fed up with the games. Men are fed up with the stuff on dating apps, the stuff on social media like I've talked about. But I remember a number of months ago, I was at the gym, and this is, again, a prime example as to why men are really done, why they've reached a breaking point, why singles events are predominantly female dominant in terms of how many people are there. But we were at the gym, and there was a girl who had walked in, and she wasn't there to work out. She was there to get attention, male attention. And she had her phone with her, kind of taking selfies. She was just stretching in the middle of the squat rack, by the way. Not lifting, stretching, sitting there, just wanting to get the attention of every man in the gym. And after we had finished our workout, one of my friends had actually approached her, and they exchanged Instagrams. Now, what I noticed was she had actually followed him, and he followed her. But later on, a few days after, she had unfollowed him on the Instagram, on his Instagram account. Yet he is still following her. And some people might say, oh, well, she was just trying to be nice and this and that. But if she didn't want anything to do with this guy, then why would she unfollow him and not have him unfollow her? Because there is a way on there to have someone unfollow you, or you could just block the person. But what she wanted was validation, and what she wanted was attention, and this idea of being some kind of celebrity. Now, my friend did end up unfollowing her soon after noticing that, which is good, because I've seen this too, where a lot of men will, for some reason, want to pander and...
All right, bro, hold on now. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Hey, hey, hey. You not keeping it a stack. You talking about yourself. That's first and foremost. Two, ain't nothing going to change. It's been going on. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Brad, what are you talking about? This right here, this ain't going to get it. Let me tell you something. Well, matter of fact, I'm going to ask you a question. All right? Listen. Most you not built like that. Most you not even, you could barely handle a self-imposed monk mode. You in monk mode because you ain't lit. No matter what, you always gotta overcome. Don't ever let no one talk you into not overcoming. Cause the thing is that this conversation you having, first of all, it's been going on the whole, first of all, attractive women have always been celebrities. Don't get me wrong. It's fucked up. It's not fair that, that this woman who might be illiterate, she illiterate in some kind of way. She illiterate with like financial literacy, most definitely. All right, she might have a reading level of the 7th grade, but guess what? You still can't smash, and you ain't got no chance in hell. And listen, that's life. That's life. You know what I'm saying?
Bitch, you've had your surgery.
We're good to go.
You're good to go. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna play a little more of it. Don't get me wrong. He's making good intellectual points. I want to get to this point that he's making about like how people look at good people. You know what I mean? So, but this been going on. This been going on. So unless y'all plan on never clapping cheeks again, there is no real stepping away. It's more so what men going to have to do is make themselves more attractive. It's not so much about making themselves attractive for the sake of just the women. No, I won't say that. The idea is to be better. The way that this world is going, it's not like, this only the women who are increasing their price. Everything is going up. Like literally, people are going to need more money to live in this new world. And if we keep it a stack, that's how it's always been throughout time and space. The world has become more and more expensive as time is going on forever. Don't get me wrong. Right now, it's being accelerated, and hopefully it slows down. Okay, because inflation is happening way too far ahead of time. And the thing about inflation is you can't roll inflation back, really. You know what I'm saying? Like people, once they start raising their prices, they're not going to say, oh, yeah, we got it back down. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Because I always respected your hairline on television.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, maybe.
Who are these niggas? I cried laughing when I read. You know what I mean? like, we need to stay away from these niggas.
See, you gotta stay away from brads like this. Because don't get me wrong. He's pointing out things that are happening in your reality. And also, too, the first lie he told was about what he noticed at the singles event. Most singles events are going to be inside of at least a restaurant, a building, a hall, or if they are outside, they're not just out in the open. It's not like it's not a farm or like a petting zoo, and they're not outside just sitting around. I mean, they can be. It's a possibility, but I just don't think so. I simply I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So let's play a little more about back.
Prop up women like that who don't show the same amount of respect, who quite frankly show that they just want to be treated like celebrities, that they're not at all worth dating or taking seriously. But stuff like this is a prime example as to why singles events are empty, why singles events don't have men there in the first place, for the most part at least. And even beyond dating, beyond women, there's a lot more things that could be kind of extrapolated as to why men are seemingly done walking away as a whole. I have a friend of mine who used to live in Seattle. He moved out of here in 2014, moved actually to a different country. And we were kind of talking about how times have changed and how Seattle was even a little bit more than just 10 years ago. With the traffic, with the people, with the housing, with the affordability, which is a big problem here. But I had sent him a picture when I was out at a mini mart, kind of at a gas station, of just the prices on candy bars. And every single candy bar, even your standard sized chocolate bar, was upwards of like $3.50, $4. And these things used to be less than $1. And out of curiosity, because we were talking about it, and I remember some of these gas stations, right, they'll kind of price gouge, inflate their prices. There'll be different prices all over. Even sometimes I've seen where the tag will say one price and you go and check out and they'll try to say it's another price, which that's happened to me before. I remember I was getting a smart water at a gas station pretty close to my house, and it said I think it was $1.69 or something like that on the tag, and the guy tried to charge me like 80 cents more, and I just told him, I said, hey, it says on the tag that this thing is $1.69, and he just said, oh, well, that's the price. And I said, okay, you know what, man, I'm good, have a good day. I just left it there and just told him that I wasn't interested, which is really the only thing that I could do at that point. It's almost more about the principle to me than it is about the money, right? When you say something and then you do another, that's not respectful behavior. But aside from that, right, so we looked at just your standard kind of run-of-the-mill grocery store. And even there, they were $2, $2.50. So it's to the point where men really don't have time to care because they're focused on themselves. A lot of the time people focus on financial obligations, family obligations. One of the hardest things to do is just seeing parents and family members get older and in some cases fall ill, which it's part of life, I understand. But again, men don't have time for those games. If you're going to have a woman in your life, and she's not going to be someone that's going to kind of reciprocate and provide value and want to be part of your life and not derail you from it, not try to take the lead and control your life and manipulate, which is far too common nowadays, then yeah, men are going to opt out. They're going to refuse it. Don't want to have anything to do with women whatsoever. Like, I read an article but it was a girl in the gym who was being harassed, and she was saying how no men came to help her. Why didn't any men come to help me? And you have to understand something, which, yes, that's terrible if she was harassed. That's not a good thing, of course. But when men see stuff like this, and they've had experiences, and they've heard bad experiences, they don't want to have anything to do with women as a whole, even in relation to things like that occurring.
All right, so I'm going to stop real quick before I go and flip the burgers. So here's the thing about everything he's saying. So he's talking about the economy. He's talking about the price of things, right? And don't get me wrong. If you a dude right now that's having a tough time, you'll hear that and say, I'm going through a similar thing. I've had similar experiences. And don't get me wrong. He's definitely right. But I asked my brother something one time, right? And we was talking about the price of that cat, right? And I said to him, I feel you, but don't you want to be the kind of guy who can afford to waste $300, $400 and just give it to some fine calico, as CJ would say, right? And she gonna come through when you need her and leave when you tell her to, with a smile both times. She happy. She got what she wanted, right? And you got what you wanted, right? But the most important thing is, don't you want to be the guy who can afford this shit? You know what I mean? In life, you want to be the guy who can afford stuff. Because the thing is this, successful men, or just men in general, you need to think about the future. And what you have right here is someone who's trying to have a conversation about, yo, it sucks how things are changing. And again, he's absolutely right. He's talking about everything that happens in life, right? But he's also speaking about how he can't win with Becky as a regular Brad. And a lot of black people keep making this point about how Brad has it easier. Yes, we have a different dynamic between us in terms of how we deal with each other and whatnot, right? And maybe he's shooting for someone that's out of his league, because obviously he's talking about himself. Maybe he's going for someone that's out of his league. Maybe he can't accept where he was at. Again, pretty nice looking cat. Sometimes when guys are good looking, and then when they peak in high school, I don't know what he does. I mean, he may be a successful guy. I mean, I don't know. But maybe he possibly peaked in high school. But his facial expression, look at his face. He just, you know what I mean? He just looks so, like, Anyway, I'm gonna turn this burger real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna rock a little more.
Worrying about, what if I help her and she tries to say that I was harassing her? I know it sounds crazy, but no, these are real things. These are real things that happen, that have happened, and that men are thinking about, that men are considering in events like this. False allegations and stuff like that. Even I talked about in a video a while back where a guy had innocently went up to a girl who was putting on some impressive weight. I believe it was on the squat bar or on the leg press. And he said, that's impressive weight for a girl. Just complimenting her lift. Didn't mean anything weird by it. She went and complained to the manager and tried to get him kicked out of the gym. My point being is that men will do things and have no ulterior motive, have no poor intent with it, and they're getting in trouble. So when stuff like that happens, they're just gonna clock out as a whole. That's what's going to occur. And in terms of men's role, if there is any, in this kind of chaotic dating market and stuff like that when it comes to men and women, understand something, that men have remained more so the same when it comes to what they want in a relationship, in dating, in marriage, right? A family to protect and provide for, loyalty.
And that's a big problem. And that's why men be taking all these L's to women. That's why, like, most men don't realize you have no understanding women. Most guys don't realize it may feel uncomfortable, it may feel unnatural or counterintuitive, but no matter who the woman is, no matter how much of a bitch she is, right, she will always like you and respect you more when you talk shit to her. because she's a woman, and it's the natural order of things. It doesn't matter what her position is. Doesn't matter how much money she got. You gotta always find your way into a shit talking position. All right. Another thing that he's doing is he's feeding into the idea of men needing to be afraid of women. You know what I'm saying? And find, because in a way, it's like he's speaking to a fear, right? And the thing is, don't get me wrong. I understand. I'm not saying that he's wrong. He's actually right about a lot of different things. It's just that he's not being a positive influence on you, because he's not giving you the game on how to move in this new world. I remember watching The Walking Dead. I don't know nobody's name, nothing like that, but I think it was the daughter of the old man in season 2. I think the girl's boyfriend got hurt, right? And he died and everything, right? And basically, in so many words, when someone asked her about him and asked if she was okay, what she said was, this is how things are going to be in this new world. People are not always going to live for a long time. And she was very just indifferent about it. And I think it was one of those things that they explored about The Walking Dead, where it was having more of a conversation about all the other things that will come with the world collapsing and being no more. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like the order, in terms of the police, in terms of you being able to call people for help, you know what I mean? Having food delivered to you, just everything was survival. And eventually people stop getting killed by the walkers. People start being everyone's biggest problem. Walking Dead starts being mostly about them fighting other people, not fighting no demon lord or nothing like that. There's a dude named the Governor with one eye that's more dangerous than any walker. You know what I'm saying? Shit, come on now. Come on now, with your body, man. Everything.
If you love me, let me get your
law-abiding citizen. Bitch, I've been trapping. I'm like 5th generation trapper, you fucking slut.
Honesty.
Oh, my bad. Going back to changing, right? And I think he mostly just means in terms of men being simple. And men have this thing where they think that being simple makes you attractive or fair. And I'm not saying you should be complicated. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But you need to really adjust what you want from life. They've adjusted what they want from life, and they're asking for more. One of the reasons why you're not even able to engage this girl, because you had nothing for her to do. All right, you gotta keep her guessing. Gotta keep her mind going. She want to get whooped and spanked. No matter how conservative she is and whatnot, she want to get one of those. She want to get spanked. She want to get smacked around a little bit. She wants you to beat that cat down. She want to put on outfits, no matter how she look. Some of y'all ain't doing that. Now me, I always been a pervert. You know what I mean? Since I was a young guy. All right, because I mean, at the time I didn't realize that watching pornography at a young age and being exposed to stuff at a young age, like I looked at sex totally different. Now I never did anything crazy or nothing like that, or was like no fiend or nothing like that. But I already had certain, I guess, like not proclivities, but when you watching West Coast production, booty talk, stuff like that, you're seeing like sexual acts that you're not there for, and usually like young people don't always have access to that. So when you experience that, you get a taste for and a feel for different things. And same thing with girls. When I was in high school, girls couldn't get their hands on no porn. That's nothing that low key changed women too. Is the fact that women watch porn too. Now women always have, but when porn became free, X videos, Pornhub, stuff like that, women start watching more. And now they can track this. I was watching this on the CGA show, and he was talking about how they have the data on the kind of porn that women like to look at and what they want to look at. You know what I mean? So not only that, again, with the whole money thing, right? Be creative. Realistically, yeah, okay, okay, of course, the blonde talking about she want to date a guy that makes $200K. You don't gotta talk to her. Abundance mindset. It don't gotta be her. It doesn't, like the girl you want. Like what guys will do too. It's what he's also doing. Don't get me wrong. I understand why. Psychologically, it is really weird to have someone kind of address what could be an avatar of you, or just a man you relate to, right? Because what men heard when they heard women come online and talk shit about men and talk shit about using and manipulating men and this and that, what they heard was, she's talking to me. She's talking about me. Or when women start coming along talking about the high value men, what men heard when they hear women talk about these high standards, it took a minute for men to adjust mentally to understand she's just talking shit. People say a lot of stuff. Like a lot of you dudes have never took time to really think about the women in your life. How many things have they said that they really, really meant? How many things have they been very serious about? And when I say serious, I'm talking about serious on the level that you're serious. You know what? If you a serious dude. You know what I mean? So, there's that. And again, kind fellow. So, what I thought about when I kept hearing this guy talk, because this is probably about time for us to get off this. What I thought about hearing this guy talk is this. This is actually now black women talk about being with white men, but I do think if this is indicative of where white men are, actually, no, I don't even know. I don't know if even that. But I'm just saying though, dudes like this are going to start coming. I think you're gonna start seeing more of a trend of that. I think we're gonna start seeing more of a trend of like the kind of guys who cannot score a Becky or cannot get with a white girl and whatnot. Which this is always going on, but you're gonna start seeing more of them coming over here, or more of them. Maybe not pursuing, but being more into it. You know what I mean? But overall, the point I'm making about this video is the fact that, yo, if you're a black guy or a non-white guy, and you think that Brad is having the time of his life, he's having that kind of experience mostly with black women and like non-white women from certain parts of the world and whatnot. You know what I mean? That's not everywhere, because what he's speaking to, like, this guy sound like whatever woman he's trying to get, he feels invisible to her. But there's a few different things that I'm going to point out real quick. Like I said before, he seems like a really handsome guy, right? And still he's in pretty good shape, right? First thing off rip, the way people come on camera or appear on camera, not that my appearance is the greatest in the world, it means something. Or the way people wear their hair, pardon me, the way people wear their hair and present themselves, it means something. Off rip, what do we notice about him off rip? The hair, right? Not really wrong with the hair, you know what I mean? But, you know, you can see that, yo, I don't know, we need some grease. I don't know if he bald in the middle. I'm not really sure. I'm not a white guy, you know what I'm saying? But the haircut, bro, you're on camera making a video. You're supposed to always come on camera or appear on camera at your best, or at least be like presentable and whatnot. Beloved ain't even comb his hair. All right? He's doing the video in a jacket. That means one of two things. Either he don't care or it's actually cold in the house. So there's that. And I'm not dishing on him. What I'm saying is, those of us men who are complaining about how women are, what they want. First of all, fuck what they want. Life always requires you to level up. Life always requires you to be better. No, nigga, get some better clothes. Get in better shape. Make more money. Go be happy. This shit gotta be over. It's time for this conversation to stop. The whole women are changing. The world is changing. Okay, what are you gonna do? What is your plan? I beg of you. I'm gonna play a little more, then we're gonna stop.
Whereas women, on the other hand, have changed, and a lot more than if men have changed at all. Women have definitely changed when it comes to dating and what they want and their goals in dating. Because what I really see it is just attention and validation.
So where we at on time?
I also see this